as well as kills. He's actually, he's actually 20 CS up already on the Maokai at this point.
And not just 20
And
CS, but also 3 kills ahead. That's pretty
yeah,
significant.
exactly. AHQ, the Ziv does have a slight dragon lead here, but it's not enough to upset the lead Morning has in this lane right now. And it's going to get worse for him. It's almost 14 minutes. He hasn't completed his ROA yet. And I just see Morning continue to bully Ziv out of this lane.
Indeed. It's another ability damage. It's really hard for a tank like Ziv Maokai to deal with. He doesn't have a lot of responses. And his disengage is actually pretty weak against the mini Gnar form.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's not the green tea. That's ironic.
Wow. Great play there.
Yeah.
This is probably going to lead to a dragon here from TPA.
Indeed, it is. It doesn't seem as if HQ's in any position to respond to this. Westward's not even rotating in right now. He's playing it safe under his own turret. So that's going to be a free dragon for TPA. That's a significant advantage.
Yeah, now the dragon count is at 1 apiece. We see Ziv here top lane trying to get some of his advantages back in.
Yeah, but he's been tagged, so he has to back off because that's a free turret shot. Yeah, that's 1 dragon apiece. Kills side, no real favor either way. There's only a 1 kill advantage for AHQ. It doesn't seem as if either side's finding any purchase, however, for the map objectives other than Dragon. Like, none of the turrets have gone down at 15 minutes. But that is, in fact, Alba's going in for a gank on Morning. Morning's been caught against the side of the wall. He's managed to pick counter ult against them against the wall as well. But frankly, that's just too much damage for him to deal with. Even Maokai can deal with damage at this point. Wins in, Tali is joining for the fight. Ziv is going down. Wins picking up the kill to even out the advantage that Alvis has picked up. Alvis is 4-1, so that at least has been doing work.
Yeah, exactly. But Westward is probably going to get the turret here. We see that even though Gnar is winning the lane quite hard just because he's dealing pure damage, he's still fairly easy for Lee Sin and Maokai combo to pick him off at this point. Yep. But great rotation coming in from LeBlanc and Rek'Sai at that point to even up the score. They do lose a lot of mid HP though. We saw the entirety of the AHQ actually rotate mid right there.
Yeah, but they weren't able to capitalize, unfortunately. Partially because, Lupin being able to blast away the mini wave makes it a little more risky to deal with.
Yeah.
And Jay's performance on Thresh has actually been better than expected from him. Last season he wasn't exactly doing too well.
Yeah, like he came in and he tried to fill whose shoes was it? I think like he was in the lane with Bebe, but a lot of people thought that Bebe, his veterancy and his just standing and his skill probably put a lot of intimidation on Jay, and that probably stunted his growth a little bit as a player. But now he's coming with a relatively unknown player like Lupin, but who is also maybe equally as good. I think it's a great opportunity for him to grow.
Yep. Show us your stuff, Jay.
Yeah, exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, we do have the WOTA completed.
Indeed. Now everybody gets to have spell vamp.
Yeah. It's I don't think players that started to play in Season 3 and Season 4 have ever seen this item. They're like, what is that book? Is that support item?
Just as a reminder, the Will of the Ancients is a magic item that not only gives AP, but also a spell vamp aura, which means that everybody's abilities also heals them up. It's like a ability-based lifesteal.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that we need to remind people about this is kind of funny, given that it was probably the core item for most of Season 3.
Yeah, back in Season 2, like, double AP was really the thing. We had TSM running in and whatnot. I think it was Rumble, Karthus top, when you had the big control mages like Anivia coming in mid. That was really helpful, but right now, Assassins mid, AD, not really.
Chawi's finding actually kind of hard to find purchase with this LeBlanc. Oh, Westlord does a ton of damage. Well, he's nice for it. Does it get him? He goes down with the turret.
Well, that's what happens when Mordekaiser doesn't get ganked at all.
Yeah, a bit of a strategic misplay from Wins, who's also in trouble. He's forced to dash away, leaving a tunnel behind.
Yeah, and Westor is getting really fed at this point. The next couple Dragon fights are going to be incredibly scary for TPA. They're going to have to face a Sivir who already has her first item completed. They're going to be facing a Mordekaiser 3-0-0 at this point.
Yeah. Meanwhile, AN and Green Team knocking down the outer bot lane turret, giving them further map control. So that's 2 turret advantage and a 2 kill advantage. AHQ sitting pretty with that kind of lead. The question is whether or not they can push that into push that even further than they are right now. Westor should be in position at this point to actually join his team and do some real damage.
Yeah, exactly. And with that Sivir speed up, he's going to be in the face of TPA. There's no escaping or like keeping Mordekaiser out of range in this composition right here. Not when you have the Sivir speed, the Janna speed, when you have the Maokai catch potential, and you also have a fed Albus on Lee Sin, who's 4-1-2 and doing really good this game as well.
Indeed, they are. Not that TPA is necessarily doing necessarily too far behind though. It's literally only a 1,000 gold lead. So overall, their farm advantage, especially in top lane, has kept them in the game. Morning is very effective in this game, as it was seen.
Yeah, and we're seeing AHQ go back to their old tricks. We've seen this in 2 games running straight. Once they get the bot turret, they're rotating Westor into more of that split push position, having him bot lane clear up the wave, clear up the Groms. And both teams are jockeying for position right now inside of this Dragon. I really fear for TPA in this Dragon fight. I think this is a great opportunity for AHQ to extend their lead far beyond the 1K they have right now.
And Ziv finally knocks out the last outer tier turret. Top lane goes down. That puts TPA on the back foot. They are going to find it much harder to reach the center of the map safely now.
Yeah, and Maokai can probably just walk down for this Dragon right now, like he is doing. He is moving down to the mid lane. I have to point out that Ziv is actually really far behind in CS, though. He's more than 50 CS behind at this point.
Oh, catch on Mr. Albus. He gets knocked up by When's Albus is down, and a teleport comes down from Morning as well. He chases in. Ziv is now the focal point. Wins is taking a ton of damage, but Morning is right in their faces. AN cannot get into a fight with Morning in his face, although Ziv takes out movement. Oops. Morning does, however, slap them against the side of the wall. They're all stunned and they walk away. So it's a one-on-one trade.
Yeah, overall, even though the trade was favorable for AHQ, they traded their jungler for their AD carry on Lupin, but I feel like it could have gone a lot better for AHQ. That was a slight misplay for Albus right there. No worries, AHQ is still going to take this Dragon safe and sound.
Yep, and that gives them the extra damage on turrets, so TP is going to feeling the pressure now.
So indeed, we see the gold lead balloon slightly to around 2K here. Sorry, excuse me.
No problem. And now we have the replay, the hook onto Albus. AHQ's not used to be on the receiving end of those great hooks.
Exactly.
Usually the one delivering them. So Jay, if TP manages to pull out more advantages out of this game, it turns out that Jay's actually probably the MVP of this game.
Yeah, that wins. The wins was he was playing a kind of a risky game right there, going back in, forcing out the.
Oh, he got second to go to Green Tea at that point.
Yeah, Morning actually got a 5-man Gnar right there against the wall, but Mordekaiser coming from in the back and cleaning up Lupin was just too much for TPA. They had to back out at that point.
Yep. Wow, Morning has a 60 CS gold lead. That's not something I thought I would say about him. He's usually pretty passive.
Yeah, this is a huge danger for AHQ right now, because now they have a split pusher in Gnar. They can indefinitely prolong the game, and that's not good for Sivir or Mordekaiser. They really have to find ways to pick up the pace here.
Indeed, they do. TP is effectively playing the long game. At 23 minutes, AHQ is starting to feel the timer breathing down the necks, as they are in fact playing what would usually be considered a pretty solidly mid-game team comp, right? Like they don't want this timer to go for another 10 minutes before they get like at least an inhibitor.
Now, if this goes on to like 40 minutes, there's nothing they can do to Lupin. Like Lupin's just going to have enough range with her passive draw bead. Lupin's going to have enough protection from Thresh. He's probably going to get either an Iron Solari or maybe even a Mikhail's. It's going to be very difficult for Western to ever touch the AD carry.
Chawi pokes on Mr. Albus a bit. I can't want to say Mr. Albus, but he's actually taking the Mr. Albus name. He used to be AHQ's mid laner before Western joined him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. HQ is, however, pushing, barreling down the mid lane again. They're taking out tunnels, trying to put pressure on the turrets. I'm pretty sure they know they need to find an opening right now. AN is on turret. It's going down really fast.
Yeah, it is that auto attack reset from Sivir coming out to push the turrets, and she blows the ult.
Fight going, and Albus goes in for the kick, but all he's able to do is deal a little damage and back off. Chawi, however, is very low. He cannot join the fight. So HQ takes the objective, scares TP a little, and backs away. So that's all according to plan. They are 4-0 ahead on turrets, though, which is actually pretty good. They need more, but they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, with that much of a vision and map pressure lead, they can basically choose to group wherever they want to. We can see Tristana still hasn't finished her static shift. It'll be pretty soon, but they really need to find ways to the wave clear and install this out. I would really like to see Gnar try to split push against this Maokai right now. He has his damage item and he has his MR item as well, and he has a 65 CS lead at this point.
Jeez, that's deadly. That should be a lot more impacting than it seems right now. But he doesn't seem confident that he can simply push. Well, to be fair, look at HQ's warded coverage.
Yeah,
wow,
that's
everywhere.
red side.
The amount of wards on the top lane area for TPA's jungle is pretty insane. I don't think it's actually safe for Morning to extend too far.
No, it isn't. Yeah, and that's a good point. That's really limiting Gnar's factor to prolong the game right here.
Oh, I had to be from your... Yeah, well, never mind. It was just an audio glitch.
Sorry.
Yeah. Chawi taking a little damage from from Albus, and it still doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually seen a successful insect today.
Sadly not.
Yeah.
It's generally been because of the opposing players' good reaction time, though. We saw a lot of attempts that simply get flashed away at exactly the moment that the Resonating Strike connects.
Yeah, in that previous insect attempt, Chawi was just able to distort to the side, and he got himself a ticket back to his own turret.
Yep. Many waves are pushing down through top, while the rest of HQ is basically pushing through bot and mid. So we see the 6-man effect, basically.
Yeah, the top lane, I believe, is pushing in favor for TPA, so they're going to have a little leeway to defend their bottom half of the map here. We see that AHQ's definitely trying to make a play here.
Yeah. Right now, though, they're just trying to find an opening. And both sides are at least aware enough of each other's movements that there's no easy way to... there's no easy weak points to exploit.
Yeah, I really like what AHQ's has been doing here. Like, they've been shifting around the map in ways that are actually causing TPA to waste a lot of money on their vision. You see, once TPA has set up all their vision around the Baron area, and AHQ just goes down to the bottom half of the map, that means that all the money TPA has sunk here is basically not done anything for them.
Yeah.
Unless they get...
Ziv is caught out. Chawi's taking a ton of damage from just him alone. The box comes out from Jay to slow down HQ and force him to back off though. So no casualties, not this time.
Yeah, like, even when Maokai is really impoverished, he's still Maokai, so...
Away from TPA does, however, give them the first turret, but in return, HQ is taking, I believe, their third dragon.
Yeah, we'll see once the buff pops up. Yep, and indeed it is the third, so 5% movement speed gain from AHQ right here. I really want to see HQ do more here. Their gold lead is actually minuscule compared to how you feel the game is going.
Yeah.
TPA's really hanging in there. They really need to group. They want to look for another good team fight here where they can wipe the floor with TPA and possibly take down that mid inhibitor.
Is that just me, or is that a 70 CS lead for the morning now?
That's the huge goal.
Somehow all the farms ended up on him.
Like, Maokai hasn't been able to really farm anything. We've seen, like, the bottom side lane
he
be
literally
picked
has
just by
two
support.
items, and whereas Morning is already packing